Hello, and welcome back to another episode for the Project Seed Money podcast. I am so excited to be joined here today with author Glenda Benevides. Thank you so much for joining me and spending a little time with me today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I appreciate
Like, it's my
it.
pleasure as well. Thank you. I did get to spend a little time kind of getting to know you through your online presence, and I've just found that you have so much to offer. I do want to ask how you got started writing.
Oh, gosh, that's an interesting journey actually. So first and foremost, I wrote music and lyrical content, and it was about 2018. And I had a girlfriend of mine. We were standing in our kitchen. I think we are having a little gathering or something. And one of the gals said, she comes up to me, she goes, "You know what? You're just a badass goddess." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And at first I was like, "No, no, 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 no." You know how us women, we do that, right? We go, "No, no, 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 no. That's not me," you know? And I stopped myself and I said, "Don't do that. Like, allow this acknowledgement in." And she means it something. So I kind of went from there to deciding what a badass really means. I created an acronym around it. And then the next thing I know, I tend to, like, my friends would call me and say, "Hey, can you help me with this? I have this idea, or I have this problem, this, and I would just listen, and we would talk through it. And then another friend of mine said he was working on this book for like 10 years. And I was like, how could someone work on a book for 10 years? This is ridiculous. Like, how long can it take? Right. And of course, I found out, well, it can take a long time. So I set out a path. I thought, you know what? What do I have to offer? And so I sat down, I said, okay, well, here's all the things that I work on for myself. Here are the things that I've shared with my friends, and let's see what I have of value. And so I kind of charted it out. And I said, I don't know how to write a book, but I'll write a book. So let's just prove this. And so I go, okay, 15 chapters, 15 days, let's do this. And I'm dyslexic. So so I did it. I wrote it in 15 days. And then I took a break, and then I came back. And of course, when you go back and you read it, you start going, "Oh God, that's a run-on sentence. Oh my God, that's not really what I want to say. Oh, I want to add this," right? And so that's what I did. And I told myself the key was one chapter a day. Don't try to eat the whole thing. So, yeah.
That's incredible. So that's how your first book. I feel like
Yeah.
you have more than one. Is it three books now?
Yeah. Yeah. I wrote Courage, Find Your Fire and Ignite Action in Your Life. That was my little baby. That's what I worked on for. Then I took a year actually to finish it. And then, because I had to go back, you had to do all that stuff, get a really good editor, that kind of thing. And then the second one was Own the Goddess Within, kind of bounced off my workshop that I had, Own the Goddess Within. And then I thought, okay, Soul on Fire, which is actually a show that I've got rolling right now with Soul on Fire in my book, a companion. So yeah, so there's that. And then I did a collaboration with a good friend of mine that's a visual artist, and that one's called The Grimoire of Lost Lore. So yeah.
Well, what a journey from going to, I just wonder,
Yeah.
did you write your other books like that as well, like one chapter a day, or did you follow like a different structure as you now knew like the publishing process and like these side of things? Did you write the other books differently?
Yeah, I mean, similar and yet different at the same time. I mean, it's really not rocket science, It's just more of, I had to decide in each area what I really wanted to say, what I wanted to say about it, and what kind of actions that I wanted to actually give people to actually do, like, oh, let me think about this, or let me write this down, or that type of thing. It was a process. Yeah.
That's amazing. I wonder, when you were writing your books, any of the books, and then through the publishing process, did you face any self-doubt?
Not really. I came through one of my coaches. I had a coach, and a really wonderful woman, and I just threw that book that I wrote at her, just for her to read through it, not for anything other than that. It wasn't like, we're gonna launch this. It wasn't like that. She was the one that said, oh no, this is a really valuable, good book. You should, get this out. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, but I have a really good editor that I think you should actually hire to go through the process with you and help you, like, really make sure not to change your voice, but to just make it so it's what I'm saying is more palatable, more in depth, more interesting in that sense, like in a coordination way. So, that's how that happened. And yeah.
I always recommend people have a good editor, because that's, no matter where you are when in your publishing journey, if you have somebody who's a really good editor who's walking side by side with you, that's what's going to stand the difference of like what your book looks like on the shelf next to someone else's. So that's amazing that you were able to find someone that you worked well with. When you did do the editing process, then what publishing path did you end up taking?
We just decided to do Amazon. That was the easiest. And she said, "Oh yeah, we can get this up. You can print out books like here's my book." So, then I get hard copies, right, of it.
Yes.
And
oh, that's so pretty with the paper airplane. So beautiful.
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, and she did, it's simple. It's 144 pages. Anybody can read this. Anybody. So, she helped me do the whole thing. It was nice. And I think I would recommend that for anybody, like you said, just really have someone there, not only to just read what you wrote, that they're an expert in that field, and then they can help guide you and not take your voice away, because that's really important. And yeah, I'm grateful for her and her awesome abilities and insights. And then she just helped me set it up. So I wasn't alone. I didn't have to just do it all by myself or whatever. She was great. Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
save your pennies.
Yeah, save your pennies.
Save your pennies.
And it speaks to the power of community too, because it's not just writing the book and being a published author, and that all of that is a solitary event. But there's so many ways that we can incorporate community into the process, and the reading and just the journey itself. We can have people supporting us and helping us.
Absolutely. And really know your intention behind it, because if you think you're going to get famous or rich by writing a book, not the intention.
No, unless you're already famous and rich.
That's
like
right.
that's
Exactly.
really the industry standard. Like, if you're famous and rich, your book is going to sell a ton. You'll probably get a movie deal.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. You got it 100%. Yeah. So yeah, don't do it for that. Do it for, do it for yourself. Do it for a contribution. Really understand. And I kind of actually talk about that in my book, Courage. I say, really get your foundations in order. Like, what is the foundation for you? Who are you? What do you want? What's your foundation? You got to have clarity, right? I always say clarity, then courage, then confidence, then commitment comes, then community. And it comes in that order. And I'm a true believer of that, because otherwise you can't have community if you don't know who your community is. If you don't have that clarity, who are you hanging out with, or who you're speaking to, or who are you, vibing with, aligning with, who is that? If it's, if you don't have the clarity, get to know you, what is it that you feel passionate about, that you feel drawn to actually writing about, For me, this was an experiment, and come to find out, the questions that I did ask myself was, do I have anything of value? Like, which I think we all do, but that's an honest question, really, as a writer, as a songwriter. I'm a songwriter. You just have to sit back and just go, really, is there something that's a contribution to someone? Then why are you doing it? Good questions, right?
Oh, absolutely. That resonates so strongly with me as you're saying it. I'm listening and applying it to my own life already, and thinking to myself, like, oh yeah, even in this journey as like having this podcast and running this company, Project Seed Money, I only started about 4 years ago, and I followed that exact same process. Not that I knew that consciously, but as I'm listening to you say it, and now I'm building community as this last and final step. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it's cyclical in
Yeah.
nature, but I'm at that point where
Yeah.
my community is growing. But yeah, you're right. Only because I really got clear on who I was and clear on the message and clear on who I wanted to bring that message to.
That's right.
And then I'm meeting women like you who
Yeah.
are badass goddesses and
Yes.
like literally attracting the most incredible community. So
Yes.
I'm already looking forward to getting to edit this interview so that I can go back and like take notes as a listener. I feel that that is very, very good advice. Um, and I wonder when once your books were out into the world, did you face any vulnerability with that piece of it? Like now this is out in the world. Was there any feelings of vulnerability once that was out there?
I'm going to say not really. It's not like I was talking about socio-political things or anything like that as far as like a concern or anything, but I felt like, you know what, this is my journey. These are my ideas. If that fits, try it on. If it doesn't, don't put the book away, whatever, give it away. And it was more of a journey of like, these are all the things I do to get clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, community. Here they are. This is what I did, and I give you little things and snippets to try out on yourself. And that's really it. So as far as, I didn't really feel vulnerable about anything like that. I just felt like my heart was in the right place. The intention is there. And if people are drawn to it, they're drawn to it, and I've even had a gentleman that I had met in Germany, gosh, I don't know, 15 years ago, I think now, really wonderful filmmaker, artist, really nice guy. And he's just been following me, and we weren't really tight or anything. And he bought my book and read it and said it totally helped him and inspired him. I was like, oh my God, it was so awesome. And that made me feel so good. It's like, if I just got one person that really helped them, my heart is satisfied. And then we ended up meeting in Scotland just on a trip. I was over there, and he popped over, and we hung out for the afternoon together. It was really neat. And he shared
What an amazing connection.
right. It was really, really awesome. And he was somebody I had just met once through a project that I was working on in Germany. And, so it wasn't like we were buds or anything. I just, hi, nice to meet you kind of thing. And that was it. And he followed me from there on. It's just a fabulous human being too. It's just like young man, like he's probably in his 30s, I think, I'm guessing, maybe younger. I don't know, but just really inspirational. Yeah.
That speaks so much to like if someone is willing to reach out and just say what a book meant to them, like the
Yeah.
author perspective, that lights us up and keeps
Totally.
us going.
It's huge, man. It's really, really huge. The value is not, give me a testimonial. The value is, how does it really touch you? Like, because you sit back and go, am I on the right path? I never thought I would write a book, honestly. That's not I wasn't like, I'm going to be an author. It was never like that for me. It was always, I'm a singer, songwriter, Recording Academy, Grammy-nominated, I'm not thinking about writing books, and it was so weird meeting with Mickey from Creative Edge. Love them. And he really inspired me from a perspective of, because I was like, well, I'm not really an author. He's like, yeah, you are. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you wrote 3 books. You're an author. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because my mindset wasn't thinking that, He really helped me along the way. And I was giving books away and, on PDF forms. He's like, what are you doing? You're devaluing your work. And it's so easy for us to do that. We just want to give something to somebody, So yeah, it was inspiring.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Mickey, if you're listening.
Yes, right. Thanks, Nikki. It's for me too so inspiring and so encouraging, right? So encouraging. And you totally are an author, and your work is so inspiring, even to myself, not just your work as an author, but your work in the community and how you help to really live the words that you wrote in your books. And I just think that that is just really incredible. And it just seems like you
Yeah.
are multifaceted and you are an author and all of these other wonderful things. So I wonder if you could tell my audience, where can they find you? Obviously we see like your names on the screen, but if they're just listening, where can they find you on social media? Where can they find your books? Where can they find you online?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I'm everywhere. It's just not too many Glendas out there, but glendamusic.com, very simple, very, very easy. You can go Glenda Benevides if you want to learn how to spell it, and .com, of course. I'm on Instagram, Glenda Benevides Music. You'll see me. I've got my own YouTube channel. You can find interviews not only with me, like with you, which will be on there soon. And you can also find interviews that I've done with other artists, actually, and other women that have made a significant difference in the world. And you can go watch those. So you can do that. I'm everywhere. I'm just not on like X and things like that. No,
Who has time? Who has
I
time
know
for all of them?
exactly. Exactly. It's ridiculous.
I'll make sure to have all of those links in the description so it's super easy for people to find you. I just have one last question for you,
Yeah.
and that is if you have any inspiration for my audience, they're female authors, they're on the fence, and they haven't quite gotten their first book out there, and I'm hoping that you can just inspire them to keep going.
Yeah. I say really honestly, you guys, ladies, sorry, just really follow your passion. Like stay focused in that area. Don't let the voices creep in or people outside of you tell you you can't or you shouldn't or, you know, demoralize or demean you, whatever. Just, stay focused on what you want and do the inner work. I mean, if you've got fears, blocks, challenges, look at it. Just look at it straight on and get yourself a coach or wonderful do shadow work. Carl Jung's process, very good stuff. I mean, you have to be very brave to do those things to look at yourself. But I would say all you can do is just move stuff out of your way. Just move it, move it, move it, move it. Keep going. You are special. You have something unique to offer. And it's up to you to know it, to figure it out, create it, and share it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your wisdom and thank you for spending a little time with me today. I can't wait for my audience to hear this, and I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for joining me on another episode for Project Seed Money. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And I will see you with another interview next week. Bye.